Chauncey Bowens is the newest Georgia Bulldog. If you don't know the name, you're probably not a Florida fan because Florida fans know the name.
Oh, they do.
Chauncey Bowens. They were excited about that name for a while there. And then the young man did what we like to call in the business, this is insider jargon, came to his senses. And we're going to talk about that today on the Locked On Bulldogs podcast.
You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Clint and Daniel, Locked On Bulldogs, part of Locked On Podcast Network. Thanks for making us your first listen of the day. This episode is brought to you by FanDuel. More on them in a moment. Daniel, yes, if you're a Florida fan, well, welcome. I'm glad you're here because your program is just in tatters and continues to be in tatters. And if you're thinking about joining a winning podcast and a winning program, I'm not going to say welcome, but you can pretend.
We'd love to just have you tag along.
That's fine.
You're not going to like a lot of the content.
You're going to hate us.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you right now, Florida fan, you're going to hate us because we're talking about today is we are talking about that Chauncey Bowers flip. Sorry, not Bowers. That's Brock Bowers.
Sorry. That's another elite offensive weapon that we have
Bowens.
here. Yeah, Chauncey Bowens. Yeah.
Chauncey Bowens, the flip from Florida. We're going to talk about him. We're going to talk about the class as it stands right now, the number one recruiting class, and how Kirby has continued to do that. And then, yes, Florida is still Florida, and they suck, and they will continue to suck. And just wait a second. They won't get better. Maybe I can put it in different words for you. These are the three things we're talking about today. So let's start, first of all, with the young man, Chauncey Bowens. He is a four-star out of Florida. This is where he's coming
North Palm
from.
Beach. Yeah.
North Palm Beach. That's exactly right. The Benjamin School. He's the 12th running back, the 31st, depending on, again, where you go to for these rankings, 31st prospect in Florida. Was a Gator through and through. Maybe he saw that video.
I mean, a lot. He was a lock to that class. A cornerstone is what I've heard from Florida fans.
They don't have, Daniel, let me just again, we're going to talk about this kid more, but Florida, you suck because you don't have anybody on offense. And this kid was looking to
at all
be
the offense
predominantly featured. No longer. He's a four-star kid. Really 5'11", 219, 220, looks the part, acts the part, has athleticism to burn, multi-sport athlete out of Florida. Huge get for Georgia as we continue to make this recruiting class. But Daniel, what is the story? Is the story the kid and the running back and with the depth? Because we talked about before, we needed depth at running back position and ongoing.
We do.
We just got the transfer from Tennessee as well. So this is, again, we said
these
a
are
source
good
of
things.
Depth and strength.
We just find our rivals. We take their best players.
We poke them in the eye and we say, I beat the wheels off of you, but I'm not done.
No, we're not done. You throw as many mustard bottles as you would like at me, and it won't do anything.
What are they going to
Let's
throw
make the
this year,
story
Casey?
the kid to start.
Okay.
Because we're going to
should.
talk about Florida. We'll talk about the implications of the rivalry and all that. But the kid, as he stands, as you mentioned, four-star back, top 100 player nationally based on a lot of recruiting services, 5'11", significantly north of 200 pounds. He's a downhill runner. These are the words you hear used to describe him over and over again. And what that means is he's got speed, he's got athleticism, but he gets his speed the honest way by running forward and increasing over space. So he's going to hit a hole, and he's going to hit it hard, and he is built, particularly in the lower body, to such a degree that he's going to welcome contact if it's there in that hole. He's going to brush off contact if it is casual in any manner when he finds it in that hole. And if he doesn't find a lot of contact in that hole, Clint, and I'm not sure if you are aware of the offensive line that we bring to the table at the University of Georgia. But if he doesn't find a lot of contact in there, He's just going to get that train moving down those tracks, and then he gone.
He's below 11 seconds in the 100.
Now, a lot of times athletes like this are not the ultra fast and shifty, versatile DeAndre Swift, James Cook, put their foot in the ground and absolutely make you drop your pants type of running back. That's the defender. That's what the defender does. Loses the jock strap, absolutely gets juked out of his shoes. And why is somehow pants more offensive than jockstrap in that scenario?
When you say jockstrap, it's like, oh, okay, it fits the athletic scheme. When you say pants, it could be outside of that. So I'm glad you clarified.
We're just trying to clarify for the people. Can neither confirm nor deny that a yacht was involved. Not one of those types of running back. A lot of times those types of running backs are classified as your home run hitters because they've got all this speed and this athleticism. It's actually what you tend to find is the Nick Chubbs of the world. I'm not saying this guy's a Nick Chubb type running back, but the guys that just say, I'm going to run this way.
Yep.
And I'm going to be faster and more athletic than you. And if you get in my way, that's your decision.
It's on you.
And if you don't get in my way, I'm going to take this thing all the way to the house. That's the kind of dynamic playmaking ability that this guy brings.
Look, I'm going to hearken to another name, and this is a name that was much maligned by me, but if you look at the profile and look what we're talking about, this is a Zeus type situation. Zeus had the injury history, but if you understand what Zeus was able to do and is able to do and what he's able to do, and he's dealt with injuries, Chauncey has in high school so far, but 6.7 yards per carry in the high school ranks, he has a crease, he's going to go. We saw that from Zeus plenty of times when he got healthy. And then we also saw when he was healthy, he was able to meet contact and do it just fine. So
absolutely,
I think this is more akin to that, and I think he can develop into an every down back. He's got the body type. This goes often overlooked, but in Kirby's system and Mike Bobo's system, if you're a running back who does not know how to pass protect, good luck seeing the field.
Yeah.
Like you won't. He's 5'11", 220.
He's ready to throw it. He's ready to throw around in there. You understand? Like he's ready to mix it up. Ready to mix it up. All right, we got a bunch more to talk about as it relates to Chauncey Bowens and Georgia's recruiting class. But first, FanDuel. It's the number one sports book in America. It's the only sports book that Clint and I trust. It's the official sportsbook partner of the Locked On Bulldogs podcast. It's the place to go right now if you are betting on college football futures. If you're betting on, I don't know, maybe one, maybe two more games of the NBA Finals. We'll see what you get tomorrow night. Probably just the one. So go ahead and get your money in now. And it is the place to go if you want to bet on Major League Baseball or if you want to bet on the U.S. Open this weekend. There's so many things that you can do over at FanDuel Sportsbook. And right now, if you're new to the game, FanDuel is going to make it easy on you by giving you a no-sweat first bet of up to $1,000 back in bonus bets. That's if your first bet doesn't cash, you get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets. FanDuel.com/lockedon is where you go to take advantage of that promotion. FanDuel.com/lockedon. Make every moment more with FanDuel. All right, Clint. So...
Yes.
Chauncey Bowens comes to Athens. That's the story, back. He's a really talented kid. But that's not why I laughed a lot when I saw this come across my timeline. There's just so much more to enjoy about this story than that.
Okay, how about we start with this? Okay. Georgia currently sits.
Here we go. Say facts.
Okay, I'll say facts. Georgia currently sits 18 commitments.
That's okay. Seems sizable. People. It's like we can't fight them off with a stick, Clint.
when you're talking a dance card,
the most eligible bachelor on the block.
Just writing down, taking them digits, taking them socials, whatever you can get, with a current average. Now I say average, Daniel. Let me again remind you what an average is. Okay.
Does it include all the highs numbers and low numbers?
It includes all the lows and all the highs, and
Well,
gives
what if there are no lows?
What if I tell you the average so far? Again, depending on what service you're using, 94 is the average rating of the 18 commits to Georgia's 2024 cycle.
Excuse me, I blacked out there for a second.
Let me put that in layman's terms for you.
All right, say things.
18 collegiate athletes coming into Athens
Sure.
could start for any single university day one where they step on to the campus. At Georgia, going to be a little harder because
well, there's a lot of them.
There's a lot of those. 94 is the average commit. 94, Daniel, not
94.
Not 90, not 92, not 80s. We're talking average commit of 18. Headlined, of course, by Raiola Ellis Robinson, who, by the way, the more I read on this kid, the more that I am just gaga over him.
I hope he doesn't flip to Florida.
I'm
wait.
Nervous.
Oh, wait.
Riddick, linebacker, Nycard. We got the tight end. What tight end do we have? All of them.
I'll tell you what's fascinating to me, Clint. You look at Florida's class. This guy,
hold on, I'm scrolling
Chauncey Bowens. He's the 5th best commitment in Florida's entire class. Okay? 2024 cycle. He's the 5th best commitment in the class. Depending on some services have him 4th best in that Florida class. Some services have him 5th best. We'll just for the benefit of the doubt, Florida fans, we'll call him the 5th best player that was going to come to Gainesville next year.
Sure.
He flips to Georgia, and you think to yourself, well, maybe there's better opportunity at Georgia. Nope, there's not.
More competition.
Maybe there's a clearer path to playing time at Georgia. Nope. There's not.
More players.
He's the 12th best player in Georgia's 2024 class.
Now that's unique.
So he leaves a class where he's the 5th best player.
Okay.
And he comes over to us. Now we take your prized hen. You understand? The pig that you take to all the competitions and win all the ribbons with. Okay? I'm just trying to use my metaphors. I'm trying to catch all of our pockets of listeners.
I was just
going to
say, I'm over here talking about sauteed onions and white cheddar on my burger, and Daniel over here.
Kraft Singles guy. This is the Kraft Singles guy over here. He's the guy, the belle of the ball in your class. He comes over to our class. Still the same player, same great player.
Nothing has changed.
12th best prospect in our class. People just, number one, can't wait to come to Georgia. But let's just take a moment and think about how people just cannot bear the thought of playing college football for Billy Napier and the University of Florida Gators.
But Daniel, you have to understand that they have this all-world quarterback who's going to bring in all the talent because everybody's going to want to play with DJ Lagway. Of course they are, right? Right?
Well, see, we have that.
Oh, that's right.
You were confused about who you were talking about.
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
We have 2 of them.
We have 2 that are higher rated than DJ, is what you're saying. Okay,
but
interesting.
You took a number 4 overall NFL draft pick and shat the bed with him. So that's what you've done.
We're going to get to you still suck, but please think before you speak. If he was all world and deserved that number 4 draft pick, then you're worse than I even thought. Or he's trash and the NFL is trash and you make trash prospects. There's no in between of these 2 options. Okay, great. Glad the more you know segment.
Okay. All right, let's move on.
Can we move on to how they suck?
Let's move on segment 3. Let's talk about, we have many things to discuss.
Let's start first by saying welcome to the 199.
The
Daniel.
199, we're so glad that you're here. Thank you so much. Bonfire.com/store/the 199. Thought you were going to get a little graphic, a little overlay, but Clint deleted it. That's how little he thinks of you.
I told you all that there's going to be a moment. Daniel comes back putting words in my mouth that I never said or never did. Here it is. By the way, part of the 199, we heard from the Weldon brothers.
We did. I was going to say we need to give an update on that. We made it to the third segment.
Congrats on the children and the
wellness check
has been and all of that. Top notch.
Also,
become part of the 199 with us.
Also, Gurf, you were supposed to track. I mean, we're doing your job for you.
You're really now the Venn diagram, just one big circle.
It truly is. The man idolized Michael so much that he became Michael in the sense that he just doesn't do his job.
Okay, let's talk about how Florida still sucks. And here's what we mean by Florida still sucks. You guys told me, Florida fan, you have the coach that you wanted, the coach that you admired, Sunbelt Billy. Come on over.
Well, I mean, we got him. He won the one Sunbelt title, and he learned under Nick Saban. He's basically the next Nick Saban.
He's the next Nick Saban. We didn't want Kirby. Kirby's too old and has been.
What, with that bowl cut? We wouldn't want him. He has a bowl cut.
Please. Sunbelt Billy comes on over. So you told me you had the coach that you wanted. You told me you had the facilities and the best university and the best tradition and the best
Did you see the kid break his ankle?
I was going to bring that up earlier. I was going to bring that up when Chauncey flipped. I was going to say maybe
he said, "I got to get out of here, man.
I'm not tearing my ACL jumping on plexiglass."
What the heck was that? They squirting baby oil on that thing before they have a kid jump on it?
I'm going to tell you this right now. You and I do not want to know what Florida buys.
What they're squirting baby oil on.
No one needs to know.
Urban Meyer, reach out to us and let us know where the baby oil is being squirted.
Please stop.
At Florida. Oh, man, if we had the 199 graphic, I'd put it up for the entire third segment.
Okay.
I'd put it up.
They still suck because they told me they have everything that they wanted, and they're losing commits. Right now, Florida fan, if you're still with us, and Georgia fan, please mock them for this.
Florida podcast hosts, if you're still with us. Reach out.
Come on.
Reach out.
Crossover right here for you. They're going to comment, well, we have an average recruit rating of 94 as well. Dan.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. That's the 7 commits that you have. The 7.
Well, I mean, this is a class that's several years out, Clint. This is several years away that we're talking about. Is that accurate?
They got some time, Daniel.
Oh, no, it's the next one?
No, I'm sorry. It's the next.
It's the next one.
The next tendered cycle. Yes.
It's the one that you need to have like now.
Correct.
Like now.
Like
now.
Mm-hmm.
Right now is when you need the commits, and you've got 7.
Mm-hmm. Because
there's plenty of 5 stars left, right? There's plenty of 5 stars who have not committed, who are considering Florida. Is that accurate?
No, let me tell you, that's not the case.
That's not accurate.
That's not accurate.
Okay.
And of all the ones that are still out there, if there are, which there's enough, KJ Bolden, by the way, being another 5-star that Georgia has on the radar, you're woefully behind on the trail of actually trying to get them. They're not coming to your school. You have the one.
What if I told you they just signed a JUCO prospect that they beat out a Sunbelt school for?
I saw that. The same day that Chauncey flipped, they put out that graphic. We got our commit. Okay, but give me more context.
But they're not all the same.
No,
it's just not. It's
Florida is still Florida. They will continue to be Florida. There's no getting out.
Georgia, though,
where
still
are we
Georgia.
Going? Where are we going?
We're still us.
Yep.
A lot of things are happening at Georgia. We got. I mean, we didn't even get to talk about Justin Green. We're going to talk about him on another episode. We got more commits coming in, defensive line commits coming in. This class is not finished. We'll have lots more to talk about the 2024 class. We've got comments from Kirby that we're going to jump into maybe on another episode this week. We've got lots to talk about this week on the Locked On Bulldogs podcast. Excited to have you all along board for the ride, and we will see you guys on next time.
See ya.